Hello and welcome back to Mashinky, where we get to try to... Mashinky just starts sounding like it's the regional name. Anyways, that aside, we get to try to expand our little train empire here. I let it run through a year, however, we did start again here in the winter. It is currently November 1921. We are making a profit, so that is good at least. We might have to take out a little bit more loan again, just to make sure in the long term we are solvent. However, right now, things are okay. Things are okay. We're making money, and in fact, if I check our balance sheet here, it looks like our station income is about 283 a year. I think that's fair. I think that's a decent amount a year. Our loan payment kind of doesn't, I don't know if they actually pay off interest. I could be wrong. I'm not quite sure. A lot of this UI, I'm sure, is going to get changed and updated as the game progresses. So what you're looking at is definitely not final, and it's not even early access yet at this point. So we'll see how it progresses, and I'm really excited for it. All right, what we're going to be doing. We need some new material. We're making money. Money is great. Money, you can buy things, you can lay down track. You can't build bridges with money, though. It doesn't make a sturdy structure. What you need is some lumber. So let's go ahead and think about that. Here is a forestry. In fact, if you click on these, it gives you the info. Let's see how much this thing gets. It actually doesn't say, but it just says 1. I don't know quite how to read this yet. Anyways, it just says 1 plank of wood. All right, well, we'll test this out. Maybe when we add a station, things will happen, right? So let's go into build mode. Again, we gain the access to this grid, which apparently changes color with winter. So we now see that everything is a little snowy. And let's add our station. Another 3 wide station. Very standardized size we're going for here. And what I want to do is go ahead and add a entrance point and an exit point. All right, this is going to be very much a pass-through kind of station here. All right, so there's the entrance and exit from one direction. Oh, they're already loading the logs in there. That's not really what I wanted, but okay, that's fine. And apparently they think it's faster to cut through there rather than actually taking the main line. That'll change as soon as there's a train parked in there, I think. We'll just do that. That way it's hooked up. And we need to take this lumber to the sawmill that's over here at Oldham. So we'll get a station here as well. All right. Now, question is, did I build that too close to the wall? I think I did. It's outside the playable area. So we'll do that. Move things a little bit farther out here. We can get rid of that road. That's fine. That's not bothering me. There. So we'll do that. We'll get rid of this little road. It's not really doing anything for us at this point. All right. Oh, look at that. All the colors changed. We must be in a new season. All right. So we got that. Let's get rid of this little weird junction thing and relay this down. Yeah, you can hear the build noise now that the game's actually playing. A little weird that we have a setup like this, but you know, we can make it work. We can make this work. So we'll do this, and then I guess we can just make it come off there like that. So it has a choice. It can either go to the residential station or to the sawmill there. Right? I think that makes sense. We'll need a little bit of a flag for each direction there. That's fairly normal at this point. Same thing here. Oh, gonna have to zoom in there. So I can click on that. Just like that, this turnaround is set and basically open for business. just through there. Now, with this dead zone here, it basically means if there's a train between these 2 points, it'll stop here or it'll stop here, waiting for this to clear through. Very, very common. Very, very common. And same thing in this section. Now, the only downside with this lumber train is... oh, if only I could. If only I could. Ooh, I might be able to... maybe able to cut off that completely. It could be faster. If I could just do that, I think we can. That is much better. That's a little bit better. This whole area is just a mess, and really it needs a lot of work and love, but we'll get there. This whole turnaround loop is just not good looking. Once we get some lumber and some more money for bridges, I think we'll be pretty good. Okay. So this is really the main problem at this point, right? There's no way for this line to really smoothly cross, right? Even if they were to go into the station and out here, it wouldn't sync up. So in theory, they would have to go all the way back to station 0 just to turn around to make it into that station. That's not what we want. That's not what anyone wants in this case. So, what we'll do is we will do a special loop. And this is basically a one-off kind of thing. It's just to get this train to turn around for us. Just like that. So that's basically a turnaround point so they can get into that station. I know, it's ugly. You guys probably don't like it. I don't like the looks of it right now. But trust me, it'll get better. Just trust me on it. I think you'll approve eventually. You know, right now we're just starting out. We're just starting out. Things are bound to be ugly and then improved upon once we can. Let's get this all sectioned out. For some reason, I didn't do that last episode. So we have all this section through there that's not blocked in. How could I have been so silly? Alright, so north, south, north, south, north, south. There we go. That's better. That is drastically better. We're down to $77. Now, remember at the end of the last episode, we did pay off our loan. A decent amount of our loan, actually. Do I need to extend this into a freight station? No. But I could. It's an option. It's an option. There's a lot of little add-ons you can do to stations, by the way. So that's something to keep in mind. Look at the little dirt that forms along the shoreline. That's neat. You can just hear the trains putting along. All right. So, let's go first off to our money. And let's just go ahead and borrow a whole bunch of money. That's fine. And we'll get the 260 again. All right, we'll go to the wagon section. Now, we want to be able to pull logs. It looks like there's only one log cart, so we'll get 3 of these. Pretty normal at this point. Do I want 2 trains or 1 train? See, that's kind of the question. It depends on how quickly this fills up. So let's take a look at this guy. We'll give him some orders. So he's gonna go to this station and then back to that station. Just fine, and start. All right, let's speed up time. Times 3 is about as fast as you can make it. Take a look at him. Look at that new wagon, though. Looks really good. Cruising on up through here. Dodging the hills. Going straight into log territory. So, if this guy can be efficient enough, he might be able to do it by himself. We're just gonna have to let this play through a little bit on his own here. In fact, let's go ahead and give this thing a ride. You know what? We'll ride with the logs. It's so neat. Like, this is my favorite thing about this. Normally, your only view is this, right? So like some sort of orbit view that's locked on. This is what they do in like Transport Fever. And, you know, that's pretty cool. But the fact that you can just get in the cabin and be like, oh yeah, we're coming up into a town. Let's just, yeah, blow our whistle. Yep, don't mind us. Don't mind us. It'll be so neat when they, you know, might add that driving capability for these. Let's go back into the logs again. That was cool. Oh yeah, logs. All right, we're coming up into the station now. Just like so. Let's see how it looks when it's unloading. Oh, good. It lowers in segments, not all at once, which is good. Now the big question is it displayed here? It is. Look, it works. It's actually, it has a little animation. That's so cool. Nice. I like that. I like that it's actually visualizing. Like, yeah, it's kind of like Skyrim in the sense that it goes through, rolls off, and lands, and then it just throws the cargo back onto the depot. And the depot, we're getting planks now, right? And what you do with the planks is you take those over to Toolworks. And you can take 3 planks to get 1 token of wood. And that token is currency that you can use. Is that the only? Nah, there's a couple here. They're about the same ratio per item. That's something to keep in mind. How's this? Okay, so this, you can see, it's basically back up to how it was. So what I want to do is I'm going to get 2 of these trains. Alright, so we're going to get 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're going to give them some orders. We're going to give them the order to pick up and then drop off. Alright. That's reasonable. Good, he was able to navigate this mess of a junction that needs completely reworked and redone, but it will happen. Will happen, and I just need logs and wood tokens to do so. And more money. More money is always good. More money. Okay, so that basically is a new train. So as soon as this log train comes back around, so we'll speed up time again. All right, he has to make it all the way to this turnaround junction. Super inefficient, I know. It'll get worked on. All right, and then start. There we go. I don't know how well this is gonna space out because the travel time between here and there is kind of equal. It looks like that one will arrive first, this one will come over, pick up its cargo, and then leave. Okay, good. And it's wintertime again. It's 1922. There are different ages, and in fact, we're gonna look at some of the potential upgrades one can have here in Mashinky. All right, so let's go over to, I think Oldham's our largest town. So if you check on station, if you click on this thing, you can see there's things called extensions. And here there's waiting rooms, and it says what it does, right? Loading speed plus 100%, capacity plus 500, catchment area plus 2. So what that does is increase the total catching area that this is affecting in the town, right? So if I spend $100, that's what it gives me. We can add a freight station, right? That basically does kind of the same thing for materials. Bistro, which is really good. Capacity plus 50% and plus 25% income off of our passengers. We get extra platforms. Platforms are used to kind of extend outwards here. Right? You can see that influencing more space. Right? So you can make platforms. You can make a control tower, which increases the size even more. But let's go ahead and add a waiting room. Just because oh, look at that. That's a nice little country station. So you're kind of customizing your station outlook there. So for 100, we can put that, right? And this is a larger town. So you can see that looks really good. Train station. A little bit of a shelter. All right, look, we're getting proper. We're getting a little bit more proper. If we come over here to our other big town, Coventry, all right, we will look into upgrading this one as well. So we'll go ahead and add the extension for its waiting room. This way it can capture more homes as well. Now this, you can see we're having trouble. There's not much room here. And this is stuff you're gonna have to consider later on with your own builds. So we can kind of off-center that, that's fine. Doesn't bother me none. In fact, if I were to click on a bistro, look at that, that's so cool. We can add a bistro onto here, that's, wow. All right, storage. And then you have just normal platforms that you can build to extend the radius if that's, again, what you want. Control towers. All right. But what that's going to do, this station is going to really drastically affect how many people are coming to this station. So we go to Coventry again, and you take a look at your, let's see. You can see we're serving about 190 out of 520 people. I think it was about 90 when I checked this off camera. And so this is a decent boost to the amount of people coming to this station to be picked up, which means we're gonna have more trains full more regularly. And that's always a bonus, right? Always a bonus to have more trains full of more people. All right, even back here, if we check this out, this town, Oldham, and scroll down, 185 out of 460. So, you know, a decent percentage of this town is covered. Now, the best thing for income is probably, obviously, just the simple fact of more towns, longer connections of lines, you know, hitting every town that you can. That's gonna drastically increase your income. Probably the bistros as well. 25% income gain is pretty nice. Anyways, other than that, you'll see these. We have these little pinned tasks. So this is our first passengers thing that we started with the last episode. So we transported 50 people. So we got $100. That's pretty cool, right? A subsidy here. So if we get 6 trains, well, we get 25 lumber coins. That would be neat. We are delivering logs, so that's gonna give us some money eventually when that subsidy is complete. You can research early steam age, which basically means that will basically gain access to the steam age locomotion that will drastically increase our options when we're buying engines here, which would be neat. And then we can upgrade to the 460 Baldwin, and that's gonna drastically increase the speed in which these guys go through, and that just increases money. In fact, you might have to have less trains because of that. That's something we'll have to consider monetarily. Let's go up here. Okay, and we'll build a station. Right, we need one here. You will build it here, away. And the reason for that is because I want an area to actually turn around in. I think it would be beneficial to actually have that turnaround space, but also because we can just click on here an extension and go straight for that waiting room. Right? I mean, look at this coverage. I mean, that's almost the whole town by itself. In fact, we could, actually we could put it at the end there, but that's missing a lot of homes. So I think here would look the best, right? So we'll just add a station. We also need to think about how this connects up. And the question becomes, do we care about Plymouth? Probably not. It's an 8-person town, it's small. Not worried about them. In fact, Bolton's probably the only other town I care about in terms of population. All right. So this can be kind of the end of the line. This can be Station 5. end of the line. So we will go ahead, flatten this out a bit. Oh, I was digging down instead of flattening. Silly me. Oh, okay. Didn't quite get there hard enough. Alright. There we go. You can make tunnels too. That's something we don't have to worry about. Luckily, a lot of these towns are along the coast. It's very flat there. But you could build a tunnel through this mountain. Not worried about it. Costs a lot of money. So let us do something like this for the arrival. And then I guess in theory I could just do that, right? Because I don't need it to be super pretty. So this whole junction's a mess still, but hey, we have Station 5. So that's good. Progress is being made. So we will just add these here all the way around. And the nice thing, you know, the end ones are very simple to do. Very much like how we have our first little station there. But since it's a wider space, we don't have to have that pinch point, which means everything can just flow through very natural into itself. Don't have to worry about going up north much more. There's that sawmill, but we already have one in service. And really, I could probably just extend the station itself. I'm not worried about it. So basically, at that point, we just have to hook up to one of these tool works. And Bolton's closer, so if we can get the line to go this way up towards Bolton, we'll be in more business, I think. Okay, so what I want to do is take a look at some of our passenger trains, right? So this is train 1. We're going to add a station. Station 5 to this list. In fact, it's always going to be before Station 2 because it needs to go 5, 2, and then keep the order as before. Okay, this one. This one needs to do basically the same thing, so we'll add Station 5 here, and then we'll just slide it up the queue list to the top. Alright, and Train 2, very much the same thing. Zoom out, add Station 5, and slide that to the top as well. So now, the order is basically set. In theory, he should be going to 5 now, but it looks like he's going to 1. Which is interesting. I don't know why he's going to 1. He should have already went there. Yeah, all of them are kind of skipping the point to go into 1. Let's see if this passenger train does this. The new one that we just got up here. Did I set a signal wrong? I think I did. I totally did. Wow, what a noob. There we go. Now they can actually leave that area. Anyways, let's watch this train. So it's gonna go in here. It's gonna go around. It's gonna go to Station 2. Okay? Station 2, check. Dropped off people from London. Alright, and then it's gonna hitch a ride, go all the way through. Alright, that's looking good. Nope, winter's coming. Now, in theory, he should switch to go up to there. Right? So that turns red. In theory, he should be switching, and then he's going up to there. Alright, so that's working. I don't know what the other guys were doing, but they were doing it. Making some money off of that stop. That's good. We might need our 4th normal train now, though. So we'll go ahead and get that. So wagon. When we upgrade to the new era, or maybe when we start upgrading our trains from these, what are these called again? 260s to the 460s, we'll start using coach cars, I think. They're a little bit heavier, but they have better capacity. They're a bit longer as well, so we probably only get to carry 2 of them in one Pullman. We'll see how that goes. But, okay, orders. You are to go to Station 5, then Station 2, then Station 1, and then Station 0. You may start your adventure now. Where are you going? You're going to Station 0. Good. Good lad. This train coming in again with its lumber. Oh, subsidy. We get our reward for that. And we get deliver logs. Build 200 pieces of track. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wish I had that subsidy earlier on. Okay. So we have a new quest to build 200 pieces of a track. We also have the quest now to go get the toolwork access point. So we'll think about doing that. Yes. I think we shall. God, it's so messy looking. Literally might be the worst train ride. Like, I don't mind this junction. I mean, it's pretty cool looking to see a loop kind of attached like that. But this is a mess. We'll fix this. I think maybe next episode, if all goes well, this episode. Okay, so we need to get access to this toolworks or this one. Now, this one could be a pain to get a station onto. Here, let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be a pain. And I did say this one was on the way to Bolton, so it could be better for us. So let's do that. We'll do that, and we will hit up Bolton at this point. Can't get a station go uphill. Well, why not? Okay, and let's just flatten that there, which means I can get a station here, right? Because we have to think about that upgrade now. That's really gonna affect how we place a lot of this stuff. So this, we will just simply, I think going over the hill that way would be the best route, right? And this is the end stop for that area, so we can just go straight on out. We don't have to worry about that. Now this hill, I guess in theory we could do a straight section, but I'm kind of lazy. So let's do it this way. We'll simply just connect it, I think, up to here, like that. And then this will be just treated as a one-way all the way through. It's not a major problem. There's not going to be enough trains constantly through this area to cause any issue, I don't think. Alright, so this, in fact, went way too far. This, I'm fine with going basically right through there. And then this one can connect like that. Again, another 2-rail section. I'm a big fan of these, apparently. Okay. So this can just cross that road. This... Oh my goodness, we're out of money. Interesting. Alright, well, borrow more money. Borrow, borrow, borrow. Okay, we hit the limit. Oh, crap. That's fine. That's fine. This is gonna be interesting. How do I want this to work? Right, because it does matter how this one looks a little bit. So this one, so what, entrance can just be like that. Exit can just come out like that. I mean, I don't think there's anything to do with this afterwards, so we don't have to care about where that's going anymore. So that's good at least. Track construction. Oh, accidentally minimized my game. Okay. Track construction. We got 20 of whatever that is. It looks like coal. We got 20 coal. I don't know what coal is used for beyond maybe upgrading to the next era. And there's plenty of coal nearby that we can take to this toolworks as well. So eventually we will have to think about how this entrance exit works. Eventually. Not concerned with it just yet. I am concerned with this. And this is interesting. I could junction it off here, right? Because this is a simple one-way. I can make it, you know, just a simple U type thing. And do that. I mean, in theory, that would work just fine. You know, things would have to come through the station 1 to go back out. And really, it's the most cost-effective thing we could do. And then we can do that. Here's a little tricky because there's that flat spot I want to watch out for. There we go. That works. And then here we can just shift everything over so we have room. And then here we can simply do something like this. There we go. So that connects pretty much the whole right side to the left side and this way. So that's kind of our tri-state area, you could say. All right. That's looking okay. We definitely need a lot more trains for this really to work out, though. Like a lot more. Like we just added basically 3 new trains worth to distance. Because you want the turnaround rate to be good still when you're doing these deliveries. And we need, what, 2 trains to take lumber from this station to our toolworks now. So that's something to even consider. Yeah. But you know what? This episode has kind of gone on long enough. 30 so minutes of train track laying, winters to go through, and I think we're at a good spot. So next episode we'll go ahead, we'll get this timber line up and going. We'll also maybe think about expanding to our coal. And then we're basically free to just make money and make the thing look pretty. So we'll try that. We'll try our hand at that indeed. How was it? We're doing 290 by 520 there. That's good. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying Mashinky, make sure to leave a like down below. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We're just going to go ahead and take a ride through the countryside, of course. There we go. Go ahead and leave a comment on what you guys think of the game if you're excited for it, as I am. And I will see you guys in the next episode. I want to shut the curtains. It's nap time in this car.